What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Day1Radio right here on Live Hip Hop Daily. As usual, I'm Maurice Garland, and I'm always joined by my partner in crime, Brandon Peters. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm pretty good, man. I think we're actually making history, bro. Like, this guy that we got on the show, I think he's been on here about as many times as us at this point. You know
I honestly do not. We've been doing this for 7 years. And if you're not watching, if you're listening, if you haven't read the show description, we in here with the mogul of moguls, man. One of the true OGs, one of the most respected individuals in many arenas, not just hip hop, man. The one and only James Prince, man. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, how y'all doing, bro?
Man, we great. We're great. We were saying this is the third interview we've done with you, man, over the years. Once at A3C, once on the show, and this will be the second time on the show. So
yeah, I'm enjoying every one of them we get too.
Absolutely, man. So let's start with the business first, man. We know you from boxing. We know you from many different ways of making money and being a mogul, man. Now you done decided to get in the wine and spirits business this year, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm diversifying my portfolio.
Yes,
you know what I mean? We need some loyalty, some celebrating where loyalty is concerned, man. I mean, what better name can we celebrate to these holidays, any kind of celebration? We know without loyalty in the mix, you can't celebrate.
Right. Absolutely. So the loyalty wine line, features a Chardonnay, a Cabernet, a Rosé, and a Merlot.
Yeah.
Have you always been a wine guy, or what kind of prompted you to jump in this business?
Well, I got into wine years ago, man. I was watching this doctor that come on Houston afternoon show by the name of Dr. Red Duke. And he was speaking of all the health benefits where wine is concerned. Wine is good for your heart, your blood, and the antioxidants that's in the grapes and different things. So I decided to start drinking me a little wine in my winding down time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and wine is a thing where it's like when you're fortunate to get a few more years on you, that's, usually where your taste starts to lend, because, like when you starting off drinking, you're like, oh man, I'm just trying to get crunk, go to the club, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes some folks in life are like, I'm trying to drink away my problems. But, you can't really do either one of those things with wine. Like wine, you just go to chill.
Yeah, well, in my hood, there's a lot of winos.
Yeah.
So, I think they may have been trying to drink away their problems. They couldn't walk. They would get so full of that wine, man. They needed help getting home, man. That Thunderbird though, they had that Thunderbird in that MD 2020.
Yeah, I was finna say this loyalty don't look like it's no wild Irish rose, man.
Yeah, no, it's a different quality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now I see the wine, the link on the IG for loyalty has it going to a pre-order right now. So is it currently available in any stores, or is it all pre-order right now?
Well, the 21st of this month is gonna hit stores. So the 18-wheelers is on the way for the town near you.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's what's up.
Sure.
So recently we had one of your partners, one of our partners, who's heavy in the spirits business, E40, on the podcast. And we had a pretty in-depth conversation about just the different areas of distribution, and how, it's a tough nut to crack, that distribution wine and spirits game. Now, you've been one of them guys that you always figured out your way in business. So what's your take, as being new to this, man, dealing with the little different areas of distribution and stuff in different states and all of that?
Well, I mean, so far so good. They've been like embracing me pretty good, because I came in with somebody that has a lot of the relationships already.
Okay.
As you definitely, and 40 could testify to this, after figuring out how to work the politics and different things with independent record distributors and different things like that, it kind of solidify you and update you on how to get things done at an easier pace. Mm-hmm. So it's different rules, but same ingredients. So we'll figure that.
Absolutely.
So how involved were you in like the process from start to finish? Because I mean, looking at the bottles, it seems like there's a lot of intention behind that as far as the presentation, and then seeing that you're coming out the gate with 4 different variants. You know what I'm saying? So how involved were you from start to finish? Like, were you going as far as stomping the grapes yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, how often was you tasting? What was going on?
Yeah, I wasn't stomping the grapes like they do in the old days, barefooted. So they not getting no athlete foot wine or nothing like that. But I was involved, man. It was important, where my name, my brand is concerned, to make sure things is tasteful in the bottle and outside the bottle. So I've been, hands-on from A to Z. And, I went through a whole lot of grapes to get that taste that I have, man. And some of the best grapes, believe it or not, is made from where my wine is made from. That's France.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So good to hear, man. So switching gears a little bit, man. It's funny when the first time you came on, we were talking about how you had the book out, so you started messing with the social media a little bit, and you started talking to folks a little bit more. A few years later, you a professional now, bro. I see you everywhere.
Yeah, it's a small world, man. It's a small world, and as you can see, I'm politicking on this thing now.
Yeah,
trying to. I guess it's a way of living, and you have to really be careful, man, on this thing, on this Instagram thing. It's easy, for people to be caught up. Mm-hmm. And I'm witnessing, that like hands-on, you know what I mean? Because if your mind is not all the way strong, then you can find yourself in some situation you may not want to be in. Yeah. And I think that's happening rapidly right now with the debts and different things that's taking place with a lot of the hip hop artists. They are revealing information. Information is being revealed like never before in life.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Where you at, when, what, where, how you doing. And, everybody, the good and the bad, got access to it.
Yeah. I feel like you got you directly and indirectly, you give a lot of these artists game on how to handle themselves, but it seems like more and more cats just ain't listening, man.
Yeah, well, food despises wisdom, you know what I mean? And everybody ain't gonna embrace it, but for those that do, if it's 1 out of 1,000, I feel good to be able to uplift and inspire the one.
For sure. It's a trip that we're talking about that too, because of course, anybody's been following stuff. When Jay Prince speaks on Instagram, a lot of folks automatically gravitate towards, man, why ain't you call that man? Why are you calling him out publicly? But on the flip side, you can also say, well, these folks put all their business out publicly too. You know what I'm saying? They kind of, opened the forum for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that particular piece there was a disconnect, because me and his brother was in sync for all of that being done. And his brother told me that he was okay with all that happening that way. You know what I mean? So little homie called me. We had an opportunity to speak, you know what I mean? And he stated he didn't know. And, so that's a two-brother disconnect, right, that, I was misled on. And that's the way that went down.
Understood. Now, you've been in the music business, either, helping folks out with a label or whatnot for many, many years. But like, we haven't seen Rap-A-Lot put out an artist in a minute. We haven't seen you guys put out records in a minute, but you've had your hands in a lot of different situations. Are you more comfortable like consulting and being more so behind the scenes with other people's situations now than you are actually fully pushing a label?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, my first love is boxing.
Yep.
Right now. So that's my thing. That's where most of my time go. But definitely, you know, I still know how it all work and how it all goes. So I'm always there to assist.
Yeah.
You know, the home is where assistance is needed, and I stay plugged in, being the owner of my own masters and publishing and different things like that. So I keep an outlet, and I keep the relationships, you know, going. So, but yeah, my time right now, you know, I'm after peace, man. You know what I mean? I don't, I don't, I don't need that extra, man. I done that years ago. I paid my dues, and I'm shifting gears, the second half of my life. So I'm not trying to be up all of my hours on that grind. You know, I'd have done that, been there and done that.
So before we get into that, you know, those other loves, man, since you brought up, you know, owning masters, I want to get your take on, you know, what we're seeing right now. Like, you know, namely, you know, Lil Wayne is the most recent example that hit the news. And before that, you had folks like RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, and you got a whole bunch of different artists across genres, like just coming up off their masters. They selling them. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they're getting some nice change, I guess, you know what I'm saying, for it. But like, what is your take on, like, what, you know, is, because it seems like that's a thing that artists are actually open to now. It used to be a thing where folks were like, no, I want to hold on to them and say that I own them. And now folks are like, nah, y'all can have it. Now, just give me some money. You know what I'm saying? What's your take on that?
I think it's a time and a place for everything, and for each his own. You know what I mean? Those guys understand what they're doing, and I'm sure, you know, sometimes there's a price for different things. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can make a guy offer he can't refuse, and I'm sure, you know, they getting broke off pretty nicely. You know, I just have me myself. I'm trying to hold on for the grandkids and, you know, the generations to come, and allow them to be able to eat off of the masters and different things that I own.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a generational wealth, man. That's
yeah.
what it boils down to. You mentioned the boxing thing earlier, man. We definitely want to get into that. Both of us are big, you know, boxing fans. I found it interesting, you know, for years, you've been attached to some of the greats, Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather's, Andre Ward from the town, Oakland. Mm-hmm. But this year you did something that I don't think nobody saw coming, and you signed your first Mexican boxer.
Yeah.
Gabriel Flores Jr., you know, I think was he 18-0, 19-0.
Yeah.
Definitely got hands. What was it in Gabriel that you saw, man, that you was like, let me move into that? Because not even on no race stuff, like blacks in boxing, Mexicans in boxing, it's different from a promotion standpoint, the whole nine. So what made you go there?
Man, I like Gabriel's hands. I like his hands. I like his personality. You know what I mean? I like his daddy. You know, I think he's a future star. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when you see all of those combinations that come together like that, then, you know, you want to be in the mix with it. So me and Andre Ward is actually managing Gabriel. So I'm looking for big things for bro.
For sure. Another boxer. It's been, I think, damn near 4 years to the date that you signed Shakur Stevenson, and that kid he's right there.
Did you see him? You see him the other night?
Decision, yeah. I caught the tail end of the fight.
Oh sure. Man, put on a clinic, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I felt like he was like, let me show them that I can, you know, go all the rounds and dominate an entire fight, because I feel like he could have got dude out of there at any point.
He hit him with some nice stuff, man. I thought he would go, but you know, everybody ain't gonna go. That's why you better be ready. Some people gonna be right there taking the best you have to offer. You saw what happened that fight before his fight.
Yeah.
You know, he endured all that punishment. He said, "Okay, now my time. Let me see what you can do, what you can accept."
Yeah. Nah, that's super real. What do you think it's gonna take for Shakur to take that next step and be mentioned in that superstar realm of boxers, that rarefied air?
Well, what we're getting ready to do on his next fight, we're gonna be fighting for the title, the WBO 130-pound title. And once we get that, then we're gonna unify, all that business with the other guy, and they're gonna have to come see us. Everybody in that 130, we moving to 135. They're gonna have to come see us. We're gonna have a meeting and see what's going on. There's some smoke gonna have to go down.
For sure, most definitely. Now, you know, people know you from back in the day of working with Roy Jones, man. Did you watch the Jones Tyson fight?
Yeah, I checked it out.
What did you think of it, man?
I was glad to see both of them come out the ring the way they went in the ring, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, and plus they had them a bag, so I was glad to see that, man. Fighting in the 50s, it ain't like the 30s and different things.
Absolutely not.
So do you think that there's a legitimate, like, I guess, lane for that? Because part of watching that, part of it reminded me of like what Ice Cube is doing with the big three. You know what I'm saying? Like getting guys that retired, or guys that are trying to get a foot in the NBA all on the same court. Do you think that there's a market for that all the time, or do you think it's just going to be hey man, we're going to do this every other Thanksgiving? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think?
No, I think it's a market for that. I think they made a nice profit off of that. This was a success that just took place, and I think it's more opportunities, to in the future. Matter of fact, I can't wait to see Tyson and Holyfield. That's gonna be a different kind of fight right there.
Yeah,
believe that.
Most definitely. Switching gears a little bit, man. We're both in Atlanta, so right now all eyes are on Atlanta with this political situation with the runoff elections. Now, two of the guys that are forever connected with, Willie D and Scarface, both ran for office recently out there in Houston, man. In a million years, did you ever see either one of those dudes running for office?
No.
Not at all.
Not even in a trillion. It could have been a trillion. I ain't never, you know what I mean? I never saw that one coming, man. Got
you. And could you ever see yourself running for any local offices or even state?
No, I don't want nothing to do with them people.
Too dirty, huh?
No. Yeah, they're a cold piece of work. I got to stay in my lane.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember like when Scarface announced that he was running, I saw Ice-T on Twitter say, "Bro, I thought the object was to get out of crime."
That's real talk.
That's funny.
Real talk.
Yeah.
For sure. We talked about this, I think the last time you were here. It could have been at A3C. Are we ever gonna get that Rap-A-Lot movie, man?
Man, I'm waiting on the right time, man. I got some good news. The other day they told me Denzel Washington's son want to play me.
Nice.
So we just got to put the dots together.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be super. He's a hell of an actor too.
Yeah, that's what I'm told.
So for this, would this be like a Rap-A-Lot movie, or this more so like of course, Rap-A-Lot is the Jay Prince story, with other characters, obviously, but would this be a thing where it's like it's based solely on your life or on like the history of the music and the label?
Yeah, more so on me. But, you get all of that and more when you focus on me.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of your good friends, you guys have, been on records together the whole nine. I think you've talked about it before, and then I saw a news story probably like in the summer. Is there any good news or any news at all about your brother Larry Hoover's sentence being reduced?
Well, that's in the making, and I'm looking forward to that happening like real soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He qualified to be released. You know, we was victorious on making that happen. So we just waiting on them to do the right thing now.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I mean, at some point, you know, if it's called rehabilitation, you undid your years, man. They gotta let you walk.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, my brother be home soon.
Nah, that'll be dope. I think the streets
Yeah.
need that for sure as well. Absolutely, man. Staying on that page a little bit, man. Like it's ironic to me to see you like you always been a chill, laid back dude, but now you're more accessible than ever, man. Like how does that feel for you as somebody who was always like that shadow in the corner?
Yeah.
Don't want to be seen.
Yeah, for 30 years almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
Well,
have been like Al Heyman before Al Heyman. Like everybody know your name, but most people didn't know what you looked like.
Right. You know, it's a time and a place for everything, you know, and it was just time for me to be more accessible. You know what I mean? Definitely for the generations to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some things you do for others versus yourself. And that's why I'm doing it. It's for the ones that's after me.
Yeah, for sure. On the music tip, going back to that a little bit, you've been involved in hip hop from day one in Houston, like really day one in the South. And for many years, like we had the Rap-A-Lot sound and we had the whole Switch the House sound, Screwed Up, all of that stuff. Now the sound in Houston has evolved to the point you got a Meg, you got a Travis Scott. As somebody who's been there from day one, who there would be no hip hop in Houston without you, in Texas, period. Like what is your take on like how this has evolved to the point where there are superstars? Like
No, I love that.
Out of it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'm enjoying and I hope more evolve, you know, from the city. But, you know, I'm definitely loving the stardom for Meg and Travis and others. You know, I'm like, you know what I mean, one of their biggest fans. Anybody that come out the South, period. You know what I mean? Because I understood and understand more, you know, how I contributed to the foundation. So go get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we get up out of here, you know, because they OGs in the game, they both, you know, always give you your flowers. We got Too Short Need 40 coming up, the Verzuz. This and I think it's
wow.
a celebration and a Verzuz, man.
Wow.
What's your take on that, man? What are you looking forward to seeing in that epic situation?
I just want to hear them jam. Ain't gonna be no loser. You know what I mean? Both of those brothers winners. So all we can do is sit back and just I'm gonna bust open me a bottle of loyalty and just sit back and sip. You know what I mean? And just get lit and jam.
So on that note, you know, so of course, you know, you're going to say all of them are your favorite, but I got to ask you, you know, like which if somebody was to be getting introduced to the loyalty brand for the first time, what would you start them off with? What do you think is the best entryway into the line of loyalty?
Oh, the cab. You know what I mean? The cab. You know, I'm a wine man, so the cab and the Merlot, and if you want to go and get lit, then let's champagne it up.
Yeah.
So laid back, chill, cab, Merlot, lit time, champagne. Party time, champagne.
Absolutely. And you said December 21st is when people will start seeing in the stores, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Right time for Christmas.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So please tell people where they can, you know, follow loyalty and also where they can pre-order.
Yeah, you can pre-order right now on my Instagram, J Prince Respect. You know, there's a link where you can tap in, or you can go to Loyalty Wine. Also has an Instagram where you can order.
Okay, absolutely. Well, brother, we 100% appreciate you as always, man. Nothing but respect for you.
Appreciate y'all having me, bro.
For sure. And thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure that you support J Prince's new brand. Make sure that y'all watch his boxers, man. Support Black-owned business all day, every day. And make sure y'all support us. Follow us on Day1Radio. Subscribe, rate, and review. We'll see y'all next week with another dope show. Peace.
Day one. Love.